You're listening to Raised You Better, the mother-son podcast where generational differences, hot topics, and everyday hot-button issues collide, sometimes resulting in one of us saying, I raised you better. I'm Jesse, and joining me, my mother, Kathleen. Say hi, Mom. We're close, we care, and we agree mostly, except when we don't. Each week, we dig into the issues, culture, and beliefs to try and understand each other just a tad bit better. This is Real Family.
This is Raised You Better.
Okay, so Mom has warned me that she wants to shake some things up.
Right.
It's been feeling a little bit stale. We've been circling some similar topics. So today I am going to let go of the script.
Yeah.
And I know nothing about what this will be.
We are going to shake things up because he has been telling me that, okay, we need to have something bigger, something different. And I was thinking, what would be a really good topic to hear somebody from my generation and hear somebody from your generation? And I kind of had this idea about really a core belief that I have about something that I believe is one of the biggest threats that face our youth today. But I also believe it may be one of our greatest opportunities to improve things for the positive.
Okay.
You want to take a guess of what I think that could be?
The first thing that comes to mind to me is perhaps like a cell phone, like technology.
No, something that is the biggest threat facing youth today, but also could be the biggest positive change that we could use it for.
I don't know if I would think more philosophically, perhaps uncertainty.
No, because that's always been there. This is something.
This is unique to the children of today.
Not really, but I'll tell you how it is unique.
Okay.
So really the theory in itself,
Okay.
what I think my theory is social contagion.
Social contagion. Why don't you give me some?
I will. I'm going to give you the background, but let me tell you, it's not a new thing.
Okay.
It's something that's over 100 years old. Okay.
And we're not talking about chicken pox, right?
No.
Okay.
No. Although it could be caught in similar ways. So, yeah.
All right. I'm intrigued
so
now. You've officially piqued my interest.
Is definitely something. It's the spread of attitudes, beliefs, emotions, habits, and behaviors from one person to another through social influence.
Okay, so learned behaviors through...
Learned or watched behaviors.
Learned,
okay.
Right.
So basically we catch things from other people that aren't viruses also, right?
Are we talking like copycat syndrome?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, social contagion.
Okay, let's go a little deeper so I can have a little better understanding.
So now, where did this idea come from? Because we hear it a lot in a negative way.
Sure.
Like they talk about teen suicide as being something that has increased because of social contagion.
Okay.
Because they are seeing it more. They're seeing the outpouring of love that happens.
Exposure.
Yes.
How much, to what degree, how often.
Right.
Okay.
Originally called crowd psychology.
Okay.
And mob mentality, basically.
All right.
Okay. In 1895, it started to coin its phrase from Gustave Le Bon, who studied crowd behavior.
Okay.
All right.
Sure.
Then in 1939, Herbert Bloomer introduced the term social contagion.
Social contagion.
So it's been around since 1939.
Okay.
So the idea is old.
Sure. Can you give me like an earlier example of what this was like?
Well, think about my day or even my parents' day.
Okay.
Right? What were they influenced by? It was a community, right? It was a church. It was maybe their local leaders, their parents, their teachers.
Okay.
Right?
Sure.
So we had newspapers in my parents' day, even TV, right?
Okay.
But there was still a fairly small group of people that you would learn from, right? You'd go to school.
Your network.
Yeah. Your community, right?
Right.
Okay. So nowadays, think of the scale, right?
Infinite. At your fingertips.
Exactly. Way different, actually, today than it even was when you were born.
Exactly.
Than it even was from when I was born, right?
Right.
Okay. So to kind of put things in perspective, like the influencers today, like I'm an influence to you, right?
Sure.
Family member.
Right.
So I would influence my family. Maybe there's 10 of us.
Let's say,
right?
yeah. So when I was a child, it would be parents, close friends, parents' friends,
teachers.
and teachers.
And if you went to church, there would be church, or or like people like that.
Okay, so
right?
my circle was relatively small.
Probably within
40 people, maybe
right,
less,
or
15.
150 because you went to school, right?
Okay,
With different
all right,
grades.
all right.
So think, right?
You're right.
So now think of it as like, okay, the mayor of Petaluma. Do you know what the population of Petaluma is?
I think like 112,000.
It's 60,000.
Is it really?
Yes, 59 something.
Did
yes.
it go down?
No, it's been about the same.
Oh,
So our mayor has the influence of his townspeople, 60,000, right?
Sure.
A pastor has the influence of his
well,
church
that's
members.
in a perfectly working democracy.
Well, but I mean, just think of the idea,
Okay.
right? Local businesses, they
Customers?
hundreds to thousands of people,
Sure.
right? Okay, now think of like news organizations like CNN, Fox News, MSNBC.
Right,
They're 1 million to 10 million.
right.
Then we think of national corporations.
Okay.
Think Nike,
Right.
Disney.
Well, that's
Target,
international.
Starbucks, yes,
Yeah.
national, and some of them are global. We'll go
Right,
into
worldwide.
global.
Okay.
So 50 to 300 million.
That's a lot
Then
of people.
think of global, Apple, Google, Amazon, Meta.
Okay, so I know Apple at least touches half of the people in the world. So
500 million to 3 billion people
my guess
they
was going to be around
influence.
3.5 to 4
Okay.
billion.
So let's talk now into specifics. Like
Okay.
think Taylor Swift, Kim Kardashian,
Sure.
Mr. Beast,
Right.
Cristiano Ronaldo.
Okay.
280 million followers, 350 million
Massive
followers, 700 million.
Followings.
Yes. Social media platforms.
Okay.
Facebook, 3 billion users.
Sure.
Instagram, 2 billion. YouTube, 2.5 billion. TikTok, 1.5 billion users.
Right.
So think of your kid.
Okay.
Think of a kid nowadays.
Okay.
They are influenced by lunchtime.
Sure.
More people than previous generations ever came in contact with their entire life.
Yeah.
I mean, the scale is massive, right? So let's really think about that. The population of our is it our Earth?
Earth. 8
Is-
billion people.
Something like that. I was thinking of the U.S. The U.S. is what, 3.5 billion?
No, far less.
I can't remember.
Yeah, no, I'm not sure an exact number. But
Maybe
I think
million. Maybe.
No, we're in the billion. I think we're 1.4 billion. I could be wrong.
I think
also.
I don't even know. That's scary. But
I do know the worldwide population.
I was
is
talking like
something of 8
U.S.
billion.
and I think
Okay.
it's 350 million. I don't know, 350 or 360 million. So think, what is it? Oh, so I don't know. I'm thinking it's 350 million, right? So Taylor Swift literally is almost influencing the entire U.S.
She's as popular as God.
with one single Instagram message.
Okay.
Think of that,
Sure.
right? So
Well,
now,
you're considering that everybody is receptive to what she has to say.
exactly.
Right.
But even if we're receptive or not,
Well, because we
We're
could be
seeing it.
observers.
right, but we're still reading it.
Okay.
It's still reaching us.
Sure.
Right? So the scale of that is it's aghast.
Okay.
Like I can't even really think about that. So keep this in mind, right? What are the negative things that have spread that get to all of us? I mean, political insecurities, war, famine, just so much. And that's actually, speaking of like Facebook and speaking of TikTok
Well,
and those
Facebook
things.
is all fake news,
Not all,
Yeah, mainly.
but think about the idea of an algorithm now. Okay, so we've talked about like, okay, if Taylor
Sure.
Swift makes a post,
Okay.
she is in charge of what that post is. But then there's this other arm that decides where the algorithms are, not necessarily with Taylor Swift, but me,
Like,
right?
who's going to view said content? I'm confused.
Yeah, well, think about it. What do people really want to see?
They want to see what the algorithm, what is geared for as content for them. They want to see things they like, things they want to engage with, things that they align with.
But sometimes those aren't always the things that are shown that we look at.
Perhaps,
right?
but I
mean,
think-
look at what's that show that talks about like 60 Minutes and Dateline? Like people are enthralled with murders.
Sure. There's a certain
kidnappings.
infatuation with
There is.
the
So because those get views, the algorithm seems to follow a lot of that. Doom and gloom. We love doom and gloom,
Okay.
right? I mean, what happens on Highway 101 when there's an accident? Everybody slows down.
Right.
Rubberneckers are looking,
Sure.
right? It's a natural response.
Okay.
Okay. So we don't really have a say over what's going
to
to
us.
our kids,
Okay.
right?
I agree and disagree, but I don't disagree as like a way to dispel exactly what you're saying. I disagree more like I know how the algorithm works and it's feeding you stuff that it knows you want to see because the goal of it is to keep you on as much as possible.
Oh yeah. So if I click on enough French bulldogs,
You're going to eventually
yes. But God
see-
help it if I click on something that pops up that talks about, the 67-year-old lady that was just murdered.
Sure.
Because then we'll get it. You were surprised at me the other day because I was watching some reel and it was what are those, a manosphere something?
Oh.
You're like, Mom, why are you listening to him? I'm like, I don't know. It just popped up. And so now I get all of these guys.
Joe Rogan, like that's
No.
Manosphere.
And that's one that popped up.
Okay.
But now I'm getting, and some of them are really good. Some of them I really appreciate. I do. I think not.
I don't
Joe
know if I would
Rogan,
say that publicly.
Not
because...
Joe Rogan. I'm not talking about that.
All right.
But because I started listening to this stuff, I'm getting these other reels
You're
that are
being
coming
inducted into the manarchy.
But it's these I feel aligned with. They're not that.
Okay.
These are more psychologists like this guy, Dr. John, and that talk about like taking responsibility as a man for your marriage,
Sure.
taking responsibility. Like I like it.
Right.
But you were even like, what the hell are you listening? I didn't go search for those. They just came to me.
Right.
Okay.
It was testing
this is what's
something new with you.
happening
So
to our youth.
at the core of your point, you're saying it's scary because we don't know what our kids are.
It's not scary. It is, I believe, it is the
Okay.
single most detriment to our youth today because they are not in charge of what is coming their way, and
but
neither
they are
their
in
parents.
some way.
Or it could have been
In the first 2 minutes of opening up an app,
what if
it's going to spit you 200 videos.
But what if you're 11 years old and you just accidentally type something in wrong or you accidentally look? Now all of a sudden you're getting these images that are coming. I'm talking about our youth.
Are you talking about pornographic images?
That could be.
Well,
it
there's
could also
there's
be false
protections against
news
this
that
now.
come.
So if an 11-year-old is getting pornographic images displayed to them, that's because they lied on the intake. They're lying about their
That
age.
they still shouldn't be able to get it. That is my point. My point is
that's
directly,
not
they're not old enough. They don't have the frontal cortex yet to be able to see and hear things and stop and say, is this real?
Sure.
Who is this news? When you Google something, it's not testing to see if the answer it gives you is true, and neither is AI. They are pulling from information that's on the internet.
I'm just a little lost here.
Because it's such a big thing. But if you think about it,
Okay.
this could and is causing a lot of social contagion to our youth. And I believe suicide is one of the things that is happening, and they're seeing this, right?
Sure.
So
For example,
Yeah.
I think I'm kind of attaching to something you're saying.
Okay.
There was this popular Netflix show called 13 Reasons Why.
Yeah.
And along your point of social contagion, I think they had to remove a certain episode or portion of an episode. It was the one where they graphically displayed
the whole
her
thing
cutting
was
her off.
about people, the whole thing.
Sure.
I mean,
Did you watch it?
I did watch it.
Okay.
And it was
There's some very valuable lessons in there. Obviously, it's geared more towards entertainment, but
exactly.
sure.
Therein lies my point.
What do you mean?
Should
Entertainment has
teen
been a thing.
suicide be involved in any kind of entertainment?
Absolutely, because
I don't believe so.
entertainment is the number one vessel for teaching, learning.
I watched that show.
If something's not entertaining, how are you going to ingest that information? You're going to be, it's
I
a
saw-
documentary versus a TV show. Where would you rather learn about these things?
But that wasn't really a vessel that I would want my kids to learn from.
I would
until they
disagree
were
because I
older.
thought it was
until they
done-
were older.
Well, when is okay, then my question is, when is like suicide starting and when are kids at risk?
I
Middle
think
school, I think, is
nowadays
when it
they're
first-
they're at risk very early on now
So if
because
they're
of
at
bullying
risk
that comes
for
along.
actual suicide, I think they should be able to
I think that's a parent's duty to talk to their child, and
Well,
that's a hard one
then
to
this
do.
is less of a universal issue.
Oh
more
no,
of a
this is
parental
very
skill
much
issue.
universal because I feel like our eggs are all in one basket. I really do because these algorithms, these corporations that have billions of people that they can influence.
Right.
What are they choosing?
Well, let's tone this algorithm back. It's not this maniacal, all-seeing figure. And it's not
kinda
God.
No.
It is a computer-generated
Yes.
algorithm,
Yes.
a code
Exactly.
that will spit you advertisements,
Yes.
things you want to see, and any content that will keep you
How
on
do they
that app
know
longest.
that is what I want to see based on a couple
Through
videos
data. Well,
that
it's not just videos because when you download an app, you're giving permissions for data
this is
usage
a
across
slip-
all
this
of
is
your
a slippery
devices.
slope is
I'm just-
basically my thing. This is a slippery slope.
Okay.
But I also think it is a huge benefit if it's used right,
Sure.
which brings me in the other part of the discussion.
Right.
Like, let's take Taylor Swift and Kim Kardashian and all these people that have billions of followers, right? Okay.
Sure.
Do they have a responsibility to influence youth in a
Okay.
good way? Do they?
I'd say they have a duty to make sure that their viewpoints are clear because at least in the day and age we're in now, we want to know if who we idolize align with us. If we don't align with their values and their beliefs, why would we idolize them when we put them on such high of a pedestal? So I think, unfortunately, it's this unequal mix of these celebrities probably don't want to put their political belief. They don't want to.
But they are.
But it's part
Some of them
the,
are.
It's the culture. I'm saying they probably don't want millions or billions of people knowing how they identify politically, how they feel about a certain war situation or inequity or something happening in another country that has implications in America. But I think the way culture is and the way social media works, it's almost like a hunting party. And we've seen this in real time, celebrities not engaging in airing out their grievances or aligning on some political side, people will go after them. They'll get mass unfollows. So it's almost like this cat and mouse game. If they don't participate in sharing their views, which in turn influences other people to align with those views, they will lose the very thing that makes them famous, is their fans.
Maybe, or maybe not.
But I think a person has less of a right to air out how they feel, their values, give opinions if they have a following? No, I actually think that gives them more. That means they should do it more. I think if you have a platform, speak on your platform because that means you're valuable.
So does that mean when these celebrities go up, like at the Oscars and all that? There's a huge thing online right now that talks about, I don't want to know. You're up there for playing a part in a movie that, you got an award for. I don't give a shit what your political view is.
I disagree with that
some of those-
wholeheartedly. Yeah. I think that any opportunity you have to share your viewpoint or impose a message or like spread awareness for something that you care deeply about or that affects you or family members or perhaps a film that was spotlighted that year, I think that's the exact vessel or opportunity in order to do so.
Well,
I
what
think
if people
film
like the
and entertainment-
Oscars,
the
producers say, don't do that.
let's-
You're not allowed to do political views. When you come up to do your speech, I want to see your speech first. So let's say they do that
I
because they
feel
do.
like these are fictitious arguments. Like,
No,
I don't
they're
know,
not.
when does this happen? Is there a certain
They
circumstance?
do put limits and they tell them not to do that, but
Okay.
people are doing it.
Instead of having, so like, let's say the ability to say something out loud got taken away, they'll, for instance, wear a pin.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sure. I think that's up to them. That's a personal choice,
I happen to agree. I think if you have gained a following and that is a platform for you,
Sure.
I think you take your shot.
Yeah, absolutely. Like,
But I also believe there's a huge responsibility that comes along with this. And
sure.
these people like Taylor Swift
Right.
and like Kim Kardashian they have so much opportunity. And I think some of them are doing a really good job.
Mhm.
And I think some of them are not doing a very
And I
good
wouldn't
job.
blame the people that aren't doing a great job at it because it's probably terrifying to know that at
This is their life,
any
though.
minute they could potentially lose what
Any minute.
they're,
But
you know?
let's turn it around and see some good social contagion stories that has happened.
Okay.
Like for me, you were too little, but 9/11, right? It was a huge thing. We were all petrified.
Mhm.
We didn't know what was happening. But our American flag that became such a symbol, everybody had it on their cars,
Sure.
in their windows, shop owners had it. It was definitely social contagion that was for good, that said, we are still here, we're together. Doesn't matter what our political views were at that time.
Mhm.
It was, you're an American, I'm an American, our neighbors, we protect our neighbors, whether or not it was, because we were being attacked by the outside.
Mhm.
So that was something that was great. Look at the ice bucket challenge. I mean, you saw the ice bucket challenge. Do you
Yeah.
even know what it was for?
ALS.
ALS.
Yeah.
It raised $220 million worldwide. You know
Right.
why? It was simple. Anybody could do it.
Yeah.
I mean, that's for the good. Look at something really huge was Princess Diana with
Okay.
the AIDS. The AIDS came in my generation, late 1980s, and everybody wasn't sure how it spread.
Sure.
Nobody wanted to be around AIDS patients.
Yeah.
Everybody was scared. Princess Diana shook an AIDS patient hand
Okay.
and it got televised
Right.
everywhere. And it immediately caused a shift. People were like, wow, if Princess Diana is not scared, it caused an education moment. And then it was a slowdown. So there are so many things that this can happen in the good.
Okay.
And I really hope that we understand that
Sure.
and we require our corporations to understand the reach that they have.
Yeah.
And I pray to God that these celebrities that get these millions and millions, I hope they understand the responsibility they're holding, whether they want it or not.
Right.
It's there.
Yeah.
So let's use it for the good. It's as simple as let's make a change and start focusing on the good. Our kids are being scared to death by all the crap. I'm scared to death by all the shit that I see.
Uh-huh.
So I used to do those videos, right? These, what should be a normal Tuesday. We should be stopping and slowing down for the lemonade stand that's raising money for cancer instead of the car crash up the street.
Okay.
Like, it's a shift that needs to be taught to our youth.
Right.
And to people like me. Like, let's focus on the good. Let's start focusing on the good.
I like that sentiment. I don't know if I fully understand the entire argument, but I like the idea that shifting the focus onto the benefits that this wide reach that we all have at our fingertips in our pocket could do for the world, our family, our neighbors, the people we don't see every day, the invisible groups.
Yep.
I do think that it has an exponential opportunity to change lives and just increase everyone's safety, happiness, and security.
I agree. Let's feed that to the algorithm.
All right. Is that it for today?
That's it for today.
All right. Thank you for listening to Raise You Better.